Today, we're going to dig into a really surprising question about where our food comes from. We're going to explore what actually makes our food green. And you'll see, the answer is this fascinating battle between the good old-fashioned earth under our feet and some pretty wild sci-fi tech. So let's just jump right in with a question. Picture two plates of lettuce in front of you. One of them comes from a huge, sprawling, traditional farm out in the country. The other? It comes from a futuristic, indoor, vertical farm. You know, the kind that glows with purple LED lights. Which one do you think is better for the planet? Now, you probably have an answer that just popped into your head, right? But the real truth is, well, it's way more complicated. It's all tangled up in energy use, water, land, and even the carbon in the air. Yeah, it's not so black and white. To really get this debate, we've got to start with the massive footprint of farming as we know it today. This is the big problem that all these new technologies are trying to solve in the first place. And just look at the scale of it. It's kind of mind-blowing. Traditional farming takes up almost 40% of our planet's usable land, and it drinks about 70% of all the fresh water we pull from rivers and lakes. On top of all that, you've got issues like soil degradation and chemical runoff. I mean, it is a huge resource hog. Okay, so in response to that giant footprint, science has come up with a really compelling alternative, controlled environment agriculture, or CEA. And this is where things start to feel like they're straight out of a movie. And the star of the show here is hydroponics. The main idea is simple, but it's totally revolutionary. Just get rid of the soil completely. Instead, you grow plants right in this nutrient-packed water, all inside a perfectly controlled building. And this allows for some unbelievable efficiency. And here is the first big payoff: land use. Because you can stack these farms vertically, you can get up to 100 times more food from the exact same square footage. Think about that. A single warehouse could produce as much as hundreds of acres of farmland. Then you've got the water. Since it's all in a closed-loop system, the water just gets used over and over and over again. Almost none of it evaporates or runs off. And the result? A totally staggering 98% drop in water consumption. It's incredible. So when you put it all together, you need about 99% less land to grow the same amount of food. I mean, it really sounds like the perfect solution, doesn't it? A farm with practically no footprint? Well, here's where the story takes a sharp turn. Because for all of its amazing savings in land and water, hydroponics has this one massive hidden cost. And frankly, it changes the entire green equation. This one line from a study pretty much says it all. The hydroponic farm had way higher yields, 11 times higher, but it needed 82 times more energy to do it. Let that sink in. 82 times. This chart just makes your jaw drop. See that tiny little bar on the left? That's how much energy it takes to grow a kilogram of lettuce in a field. Next to nothing. Now look all the way to the right. That same kilogram of lettuce from a vertical farm? Almost 39 kilowatt hours. The jump is it's astronomical. So where on earth is all that energy going? Well, it turns out when you decide to replace the sun, you have to pay a massive electricity bill. More than half of all that energy is just for the powerful LED lights. And another 30%? That's for the air conditioning needed to get rid of all the heat those lights produce. You're basically building a perfect, sunny, 75-degree day, 24/7, 365 days a year. And that takes a ton of power. Okay, but while we're talking about the big problems with the high-tech solution, we can't forget about the magic of good old-fashioned dirt. Because when you manage it the right way, soil has a superpower that no hydroponic warehouse can ever hope to match. And this is the key difference, right here. Hydroponics is awesome at avoiding problems, like it avoids wasting water and using up land. But regenerative farming can do something even better. It can actively heal the environment. And it does this through something called carbon sequestration. Basically, healthy, living soil is a master at pulling carbon dioxide out of the air and locking it away safely underground. So instead of just being a place to grow food, the farm itself becomes a tool to fight climate change. It becomes a carbon sink. And we're not talking about small amounts here. Check out this table. Farming practices like integrating animals can pull over 2 tons of carbon out of the atmosphere per hectare every single year. This isn't just about doing less harm, it's about actively cleaning our air. So, where does that leave us? Is it the sci-fi tech or the healthy soil? Well, the smartest answer isn't about picking a winner. It's about creating a strategic alliance, using both where they make the most sense. This really brings it all together. The greener choice is all about context. If you're in a desert city like Dubai where water is gold and there's no farmland, hydroponics is a no-brainer. But if you're in a place with plenty of land and your main goal is to pull carbon out of the air, then regenerative soil farming is the clear champion. And the really good news is that both of these systems can get a whole lot greener. For hydroponics, it's all about clean energy. If you power those warehouses with solar or wind, you could slash their emissions by 85%. For soil, it's about getting more farms to adopt these regenerative methods. And of course, there are cool hybrid models, like greenhouses, that give you the best of both worlds. So, in the end, it's not a competition. It's not soil versus sci-fi. The real challenge is about being smart. It's about looking at every unique place on this planet, a desert, a city, a vast plain, and asking, what's the right mix of tools here? The real question isn't which farm is best, but how we build the best food system everywhere.